Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. Once again, Triple Aqua from the West, from Key West. I'm Mermaid Christiane. So today I want to talk to everyone about going after what you want and how easy it is to go after what you want and how God, Source, the universe will help open up doors for you and help these things happen. Sometimes they feel like they're out of reach, or maybe you feel undeserving of the things that you want. But know that if it's in your heart and you really yearn for it, you're passionate about it, your heart aches for it, it's because it most likely is meant for you. Now, sometimes we can give ourselves illusions of grandeur and make up things, because we are very creative beings and we're able to fantasize and let our minds run a little wild. But more often than not, your heartstrings that pull at you are always right. And the problem is most people become complacent, or they think that it's out of reach, or they're not deserving of it. So they don't go after it because they're insecure, or they're worried about how others are going to perceive them. So people that are in their power and are not worried about failing or what others might think of them, they are the ones that usually really go after what they want. And I just recently closing on a property and been cleaning things out, and one of the pictures I brought over and I hung it up already, it's called Flat Earth, and it's one of my favorites. And I really admire Christopher Columbus, because back then everyone thought the world was flat, and he didn't scare him, and if it did, it didn't stop him. He went on, and this painting is actually a picture of La Niña, La Pinta y La Santa Maria, and they're going off and they're in the ocean, and then the edge is just flat. It looks like they're just gonna fall off. So the copy of the painting, it's a print actually, it's called Flat Earth. And that's how it is when you go after something that you want. You don't really know the outcome, but that's kind of like the whole exciting thing of it. If it was easy, then everybody would do it, or everyone would have it. Whether it's the job, whether it's the lifestyle, whether it's the hobby or the business, or that great perfect relationship, or it's perfect in your mind and maybe other people's. And people, wow, I'm just pulling cards. I'm doing something a little different. So then I'll just show them to you. But yeah, and when you ask for things, and you have these dreams and you ask God, you pray about it, sometimes God will think you're thinking too small, and he'll offer you something bigger. I always wanted to, where I had my storefront, take over the convenience store next door and knock down the wall and make it bigger. But God had other plans. He said, no, you've pretty much outgrown your show here. You're just going to leave altogether and do something else. And I feel that is happening now, and it's in the works for all of these great big things happening. And it's okay to have dreams, and it's okay to go on detours, but know that if you don't go after your passions and the things that you want, it's just not going to happen. If Christopher Columbus didn't go after and it proved to everyone that the earth was round, who knows how long it would have taken the next explorer to discover that, because that was put on his heart and not anyone else's. And that courage, and going forward, we are going to have that courage, because we do have it now, to go after what we want and not worry about if it's going to fall in line with the status quo. So we have the Eight of Air, and I'm using the Good Tarot, and the Eight of Air is looking at things from a higher perspective. You're thinking and looking, and the normal tarot, it's somebody kind of bound and trapped. But this person doesn't look bound and trapped. This angel can fly off. It's almost like this angel has elevated themselves to rise above everything else and think differently and be that forward thinker, that mover and that shaker. And that is what I'm talking about. Like, when you want something, you've got to go after it. And why? Because you want to work on something. You want to work together with people. Normally, when you want to go after something, whether it's a job, you know, that perfect business, relationship, even a new lifestyle change. You have to work at this. This is something that you work on. You know, this mermaid, she's holding these, looks like cowrie shells with pearls in them. You know, a pearl takes a while to cultivate, and it goes through a little bit of an aggravating process. You know, it starts off with a little grain of sand, and it kind of aggravates, you know, the oyster and or the clam, and it just, you know, until it becomes something beautiful. So know that these are going to be not easy. You're going to have growing pains, but if you have to sometimes do the uncomfortable thing to get what you want. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say, but you can have all of the things that you want, but you have to put in the work, and you have to go out and maybe make yourself vulnerable, or maybe make yourself known, or just have that uncomfortable conversation, whether it's a venue that you want and you've got to go in this place and speak to the owner, and they don't know you from Adam, but you're going to go in there. You know, I did that, and now today I'm good friends with one of the owners of a restaurant. I walked in there and I wanted to have a breakfast with mermaids a couple years back, and I walked in there, and you know, she's really, really tall, and you know, I'm not short myself, I'm 5'7", but she's really tall, and she was looking down at me, and I was looking up at her. I'm like, yeah, I really want to have your place, and the mermaid this, and I was all excited. And I remember her like feeling like, this woman's nuts, she's out of her mind. And then, you know, one thing led to another, and we're friends, we've done a lot of things there. But had I been intimidated or not followed what I wanted, I had the vision for what I wanted there, and I went after it. And I always find myself going after things that I envision, and nothing really seems like it's out of my reach. And if it doesn't work out, it's always because there's something better behind door number 2 or door number 3. But I wouldn't get to door number 2 or door number 3 if I didn't go after door number 1. So then we have the 4 of water. And the 4 of water is like the 4 of cups. It's just kind of being like complacent. But like this mermaid, she's not complacent. She has like 4 pearls, but she's holding the biggest one. And I can't help but to feel like she's got the whole world in her hand. You know, like the world is her oyster, and she's got this huge pearl just holding it out. And that's what's ready for us in the future. Collect all those pearls. You have so many opportunities and so many gifts that are ready for you, that the universe wants to allow to give you, but you can't get them if you're not going to get off your couch, if you're not going to step outside, if you're not going to meet people. Yeah, because it requires work. It's the 8 of Pentacles. It requires a lot of work to build that beautiful tree that's a masterpiece, that's going to grow, and it's going to be stable. You've got to start somewhere. You got to plant that seed. And yes, you have to have hope. There's the Star card. You have to have hope. Wish upon a star and picture it, make it happen. If you haven't watched The Secret, I've watched it twice. First when it came out many, many moons ago, and then just recently in this last year, I watched it again maybe a couple months ago. And it's just that, visualize yourself, want something, visualize yourself there. You know, like even if you're in a bad relationship, don't ask for somebody in particular. Ask for a certain energy that you want, you know. You want a nice person, you want a respectable person, you want a monogamous person, whatever you want, that's what your reality is going to be. If you want somebody that, you know, maybe your mind's in the gutter, well then that's what you're going to attract. If your mind's not in the gutter, well then that's what you're not going to attract. You build your thoughts, build your reality. So know that you can go after whatever you want and succeed. Yeah, and you know what? The Star card is also for healing. And what this does too, when you go after your innermost desires of your heart, you heal, because it's not going to go away. Those wants and needs and desires are not going to go away. They're always going to be there nudging at you and nudging at you. So once you go after all the things that you're hopeful for, you end up healing yourself, because you're doing the internal work to grow as a spiritual being, to grow as a human being, as a spiritual being as well. Now, again, we get the 3 of fire, and we got this, I think, yesterday or the day before. Oh no, I had done 2 videos and I deleted them. This date did come out. It's going forward, knowing what you want and going forward with passion. I mean, look at her or him. They're on like this, it looks like a nautilus shell. And it's like a nautilus chariot, just like, you know, looking all weird and stuff, but they don't care. They're just going passionately forward, and that's what you need to do to go and get what you want. And it does require a lot of patience. Patience is a virtue. Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, you have to put the work in, baby steps. And we don't mind being patient anymore. If you're watching this, you've already gone through so much that patience is now your friend. Patience is actually your ally, because you know with patience, you see things, you feel things, you're using all of your 5 senses to help propel you forward in a healthy way into the future. I love that. So now we're gonna stop and go for the Angels of Atlantis. Love this deck. The book is really cool. I just don't read the book because I'm on here blabbing so much that it'll take up more time. Every once in a while, Spirit asks me to read the book, but I try not to even have them around. So, doesn't matter how big or how small or how out of reach you think your heart desires are, they're not. I mean, was it Starbucks had to go through to how many banks that turned them down? I want to say, maybe I'm speaking out of school here, but like 20 something or more, and everyone turned them down, and look where they're at today. You persevere, be persistent, don't listen and let everyone tell you, no, the world's flat, you're gonna fall off. Stay in your comfort zone. This is what happens when you stay in your comfort zone. You're safe, but really, what are you safe from? You're safe from your dreams, you're safe from your passions, you're safe from a better life, you're safe from happiness. I mean, what are you really safe from? You know, I mean, you're definitely not safe from being miserable, because that's what's going to happen if you stay there. Yeah, look at that. Archangel Hanel, integrity. And you know, that's exactly what you get after you do something that's really scary or really, really bold and passionate and courageous. And things work out in your favor, because fortune favors the bold. You build integrity, because no one was going to change the way you thought. You knew in your heart of hearts how this was going to plan out, what you wanted, your boundaries, you set them, because you have integrity and you know that you believe in your dreams. This year, the rest of this year, we are practicing that. And you know, in this card, it's very much, you know, we've got like a red ruby, and it reminds me of the root chakra. And then you have the scales of justice. Integrity balances us out. When you have integrity, you are balanced, you are grounded in your root chakra. And what is your root chakra? I mean, that has to do a lot of with our sexual energy. So if you have integrity about the way you live and your choices, you're grounded. You're not making all these crazy, lustful, passionate decisions, you know, and it doesn't always have to be in a sexual nature. It can be because you want to be seen in the public eye, or you know, you're just doing it for the wrong reasons, for that, like that 3D shallow kind of stuff. But when you have integrity, you're balanced and you are grounded. And that is just like one of the best ways to, go into this reading and have this card as a support. And wow, and you will be grateful. We've been getting this card a lot too. Gratitude, big cornucopia, Archangel Zadkiel. Because you'll be grateful you did. You'll be grateful because at the end, when you've gone and done all this, there's abundance. There is abundance because Spirit is going to reward you for being courageous, for taking that step forward. And more often than not, the door that seems so scary to come out of or to go into once you open it, it is this cornucopia of nothing but gifts and treasures and abundance, whether it be in finances, whether it be in career, whether it be in love, or take it however it resonates for you. But you will be grateful that you made the choice. Don't you think Christopher Columbus was grateful? I mean, my gosh, we're still talking about him today. Not always in a good way, I hear, but you know what? He had some gumption. I want to clean it up a little bit. He had a lot of, and it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of gumption to do what he did. And I always admire people for going after stuff. I remember this one time, it was this last October, I kind of co-hosted and put together body painting at my friend's restaurant. And one of the bartenders there, like in front of a couple of us, he asked this girl, like, out. But you know, you can kind of tell he'd been flirting with her all week. And she kind of blew him off a little bit. And I remember looking at him and I was like, wow, I didn't think you had that in you. I really admire that about you. I mean, it was really, I mean, I wasn't into the guy or anything, but it was kind of hot. I was like, wow, sexy, you know, because he went after something, you know, and it is attractive, you know, when people go after what they want. I mean, it doesn't have to be hot or sexy or anything like that, but it's attractive, you know, because they're not scared. And if they are, they swallow it. And they're just like, their passion and the drive is more important than sitting around being safe and sitting and being scared, you know. All right, so nothing wants to come out here, and I'm just being told to put it down. So we will pull from The Universe Has Got Your Back to see what's going on. Yeah, but it took a lot of guts for that guy to act, and then he like didn't even. It was almost like one of those impulsive things, but the way he did it, it was really tactfully. And yeah, and he looked at me and he smiled and he goes, I have my moments. And I was like, yeah, I like that about you. But he was a gentleman about it. It was really cool. But anyway, don't even know why I thought of that. I guess I'm supposed to say it. So let's see what the universe, God, source, our higher power has for us today. Some advice on going after what you want, making things happen. Don't be that wallflower, that bump on a log, or that hermit. We've come out of hermit mode. We've been in hermit mode way too long. We're adjusting to this new wave of being and going after what we want. Just doing things a little differently, and that's okay. Different is good. Different, it sets the course of history, right? All right. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Wow, that is so beautiful. And yeah, we need to let go of things in the past. Let's not judge people the same way from their past mistakes, just like they wouldn't want us to judge us. It's very liberating and free when you can wipe the slate clean. I'm one of these people that can wipe the slate clean a lot. Yes, I get frustrated because I am human. Although I'm a spiritual being, having a human experience is still human. So I do get frustrated sometimes and want to vent a little, but overall, I practice this a lot. I used to work for this company, and one of their mottos was, you're just as good as today. And I had never liked that, and I couldn't stand when they would say it, because I thought, well, what if you're having a bad day? What if, unfortunately, God decides to take one of your relatives home? What if somebody just hits you on the way here and you're not feeling good in your car, God forbid? But you know, I just thought about that. Like, people can reinvent themselves. And yes, consistency is key. But what if you're trying and then you fall off? And then what if you keep trying and then you fall off again? But every time you try, you go a little longer with your span of like doing the right thing or feeling good about yourself. And then you fall. Eventually, you won't fall off anymore. So it's very important, just like this card says, to let go of the shadows of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. I love that. You know, I think people get ashamed sometimes because sometimes you have to like brake check people and tell them about themselves. But know that if you've been a person that's been brake checked, I get brake checked all the time because of my mouth. But I always admire people that do it to me. Or if you've been the person to do it, know that it doesn't matter how it goes back and forth. Know that you have to look at people with love. Say what you have to say and then move on. Don't beat a dead horse. That's no fun. And then it says, the next card says, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. And that's it. That is exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't go forward with what you want, you're not going to like live life with a clear conscience. You're going to be laying in bed thinking, I should have did this, I should have done that, or worse, you know, you're going to be older and then you're going to feel like you wasted all this time because you didn't go after what you wanted. So do whatever it takes to get closer to your consciousness. I mean, this is beautiful. And then it's also an owl. Look at that. Wise owl. I love this. Very beautiful card. And the owl has its eyes closed, and usually owls have their eyes open. So I can't help but to think that this owl is just like at peace. It's almost like it's meditating. It's a very zen owl. Look at that owl. Very wise, you know. It's a meditating owl. That's us. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Wow, that's exactly what you are like when you go after your dreams. You're fearless. You're not going to, first of all, you've gotten out of your own mind because you probably talked yourself out of it a million times or said it's not going to happen. I don't even know how many people told me that I couldn't put on the festival or that wouldn't happen. You know, the property that I'm selling now, when we first purchased the property, they told us it was a hammock and you couldn't even build on it. And I remember my husband at the time looked at me and said, you know, we're not going to be able to build on this. And I said, yeah, we are. And we did. You can't think like that. You can't think small. You have to think bigger. So the more energy and attention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Have faith, and that's the star card. Having that hope, having that faith, wishing upon the star. You guys hear the rain? It's raining. I've been waiting for the rain for a week. All right, so at the bottom of the deck is, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. Wow, that is gorgeous. The highest good. That's what I've been feeling lately, you know? You go forward in life with what's in accordance for your highest good, not your neighbor's, not somebody else's. You know, because if it's in line with your highest good, it's most likely in line with everyone else's highest good. You know, when you work for somebody, you should work for God, because if you're pleasing in the eyes of God, if he's pleased by you, or she, whatever you believe in, is pleased by you, then everyone else is going to be pleased, and you don't need that constant ego stroke and pat on the back, because you know that your creator is going to reward you later on in public, and you don't need all the accolades and all the shallow, you know, oh, that a boy, that a girl, you know, and all the compliments. Yes, they're nice and all that good stuff, but do you really need them? I mean, is it what makes you propel forward in life? And if it is, then that's kind of sad, because then you're kind of just waiting around for other people to fill your cup rather than you filling it for yourself. So thank God, thank the universe for helping you to see beyond the limits and the fear. Limits, the enemy, you know, the devil, the only way he can attack you is in your mind, telling you that you're not good enough, you're a loser, it's never gonna happen. Those are those self-defeating thoughts that you start thinking about yourself. Change your thought process. Get out of that, because you're limiting yourself when you have fear. Go forward courageously. And I almost feel like a lot of this is I'm preaching to the choir, because this is stuff that you already know, and you already have decided to let go of any of these self-limiting behaviors and thoughts that are going to propel you for all the goodness, that cornucopia of gratitude that you're going to have in the future. Because making healthy and beautiful choices for yourself only allow more healthy and beautiful things to come into your life. So we are going to pull one more time from, actually no, we didn't pull from this one at all. Or did we? No, we did the big swirl. So good thing I kind of have a system. I'm moving from here to here. So anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you will like, share, and subscribe. If you like my channel, I am new, although I've had this YouTube channel for like 6 years, but haven't done anything. Too busy doing all my other mermaiding stuff on the island and other places. So, ooh, we got the Lovers, the sexy card. But yeah, and the Lovers is about choices, about making choices. So, you know, it's that free will card. But whatever choice it is, it's either going to make you balanced or off balance. It's the number 6 card, you know, it's kind of in the middle of the zodiac, right? So, all right. So we got the 10 of Cups. That's that cornucopia. That's like, wow, having that emotional fulfillment, you know, having that Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold. It's like that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's the 10 of Cups, especially in this card. I mean, look at that. And she's free. I mean, she's topless. I mean, she's like, she doesn't care. She's got a freaking pot of gold she just found at the end of the rainbow. And that's what you will get when you go after your dreams. It's not going to be easy. So it's not for the faint of heart. So if you think that it's going to happen overnight, it's not. I remember when I opened up my little store, I thought because my name was Christy, everyone was going to come and see me. No, even your friends and family, they're busy, they have lives. You have to build it every day and work at it every day, whether it's a job, whether it's a career, whether it's a dream, whether it's a talent, whether it's a relationship. You have to work at it every single day to make it better. And you know, if you're working with people, it takes more than one person. So remember that also. Yeah, look at the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Talk about passion. Talk about going after what you want and manifesting. Look at that. She's holding like this orb. You know, it's almost like she's manifesting her dreams into reality. And that's exactly what you're doing when you go forward and you go after what you want. You're manifesting things into reality because you're putting things in motion where the universe can work for you and then bring those things into you and line you up with the right people, the right circumstances. It happens to me all the time. I mean, I can't tell you like how many times I go somewhere and it just lines me up for what I need for that day, for the next day, for the future. And it's because I go out in faith every day and I'm open to things. Don't close yourself off. If you close yourself off, then how can the universe, God, source, your guides, and even let anything in or anybody? I don't even know why I said that. So I guess, oh, look at that. Got the King of Cups. Look at that. King of Cups. Deep, deep, deep emotional person. Very, very guarded of that cup, but very deep but big, huge heart. Look at all the green around him, like the heart chakra. This person is very, very wise. This is what you become going forward. When you want your dreams and you go after it, you know how to manifest. You know how to master your emotions. And going after your dreams, you need to master your emotions because you're going to be around a lot of people and a lot of different circumstances. And if you're off balance and you're not balanced, then you know you're not going to be stable like the King of Cups. You might be like the Prince of Cups, you know, coming with that little offer, or that Knight of Cups coming in and out, you know, that in and out energy. King's not like that. The king sits on his throne and everything comes to the king. But it took a while for the king to get there. He had to be the Page of Cups. He had to be the Knight of Cups, the Prince of Cups. Now he's the king, or did I get that wrong? Anyway, I'm sure you're following along with me. But yeah, this is gorgeous. And then you can stand there and have that emotional fulfillment like that 10 of Cups. You sit back and you're in your king or queen status. 2 of Wands. going forward, coming to a decision to go forward. And it could be Christopher Columbus, look at that globe. You know, I mean, how many times do you think he sat there and pondered, should I go? Oh my gosh, I'm taking all these people with me, they're following me. But he knew, he had that inner knowing that everything was going to be okay. That because when you have that inner knowing, that's a gift from God, source, your higher power, letting you know that that's the direction to go. That's your inner compass, your North Star, like the star card, guiding you to the right way. All right, so if we can get some card or cards to close this out, or going after what you want, and with passion. You know, you want to do everything with passion. You want to think about it, you want to be logical, and you want to, you know, use the right words, but don't go into it, you know, with that meh attitude, because that you're putting out that energy also. Ooh, isn't that pretty? All right, again, 6 of Swords. Thinking about it, moving forward, and having help from the divine. They're helping you, they're guiding you. When you decide to go forward and the goodness or good intentions from your heart, because you want something beautiful, you want something spectacular, you're following that inner knowing, you're being guided. You're not alone. And in your guides and your angels and God, they're probably like, finally, my gosh, these people are so stubborn. Like, what was it going to take? I mean, did it have to send down a national, what do you call it? Not a national disaster. An earthquake or whatever the case is. Yeah, because if not, this is going to be you. This will be us. Sitting, thinking, contemplating. Sitting, thinking, contemplating. No, we can't. Because then we get stuck. You get stuck in a crossroads where you're like, should I go to the right? Should I go left? Thinking, am I gonna fall? Should I take off the blindfold? I'm gonna go forward anyway. Because when you get to a crossroads, you have to make a decision. Are you gonna go right? Are you gonna go left? Are you gonna stay? You're gonna go forward? You're gonna go backwards? So what is it that you wanna do? How do you wanna go forward with this rest of this year? And don't make excuses. Oh, it's a pandemic. Oh, I can't do this. I'm going to put it off. You know, I have a friend that just opened up a store in the middle of a pandemic, and he texted me today that he's going to be on TV on this really cool show. And he is like blowing up on social media. And it's all because he got the idea and God put it on his heart to open up a tackle store, because where they're at, like all the Walmarts, all the places like that, the tackle shops are like empty. Because guess what everyone's doing in that area? They're fishing with their families because there's not much else to do. So he opens up this store and everyone's just going nuts. They're going crazy. But he even told his girlfriend that they own a house together. He says, I'm gonna open up a store. She goes, in the middle of a pandemic? He goes, yes. He says, I am being guided to, it's like God wants me to do it. And he did it. And I just can't wait for all the success that's going to come his way. Has it been easy? No, but if it's easy, then it wouldn't be worth it. That's the whole thing about things like this. It wouldn't be worth it if it was easy. You know, you'll get to a point that if you stick to something long enough, it does become easier, and you do have people that help you, or that you can hopefully be the person to just delegate and tell everybody what to do and have other people running things under you. But until then, you have to go through all of it the hard way. You have to go and do the uncomfortable things to get what you want. Anyway, I hope this message helped. Gosh, it felt good doing it. It was really good energy. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe. And remember to always keep swimming towards your dreams. Bye.